happening? What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy the Ass, and well, thank you so much for getting my first video up to almost 10k. And if you haven't watched it, and it's not my first video ever, but it's my part 1 of this vlog that I'm about to do regarding my tattoo. That is at 9.4 right now, so thank you guys for watching, and make sure that you share it so that we can make it to 10k and furthermore. But anyways, today, you guys, I'm taking you to do my part 2 of the tattoo I just got a month ago. Now, a month ago I got the outline, and in that video I explained to you guys, you know, how it went and what it looked like and how cool it was and how much I loved it, and I still love it. So here it is. And I'm gonna put color on it today, so I am super excited because it's not gonna look like this anymore. It's gonna look super colorful, and yeah, I'm very excited. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a little update as to how this went. The first day, my arm, when I woke up the morning after, was so sore, and it was also swollen. It was obviously because, you know, I had just gotten tatted, so my arm was definitely suffering through the soreness, and you know, it was swollen, but it was fine. It was just a little sore, and I'm already used to, you know, having tattoos or whatever, and I already kind of know, and I make sure that I'm like taking care of them. I didn't want to be sweating, or I didn't want to be like somewhere where, you know, the sun was gonna hit it directly, because obviously you're not supposed to do that, and you don't want to catch an infection. And we had just talked about catching an infection at that time, that I was like, I don't want to catch anything, so let me make sure that I take care of this. So yeah, today my sister's gonna be coming with me once again, which thank you for coming, Stacy, and for not leaving me by myself. But yeah, you guys, that's basically all. You know, we're just gonna come and finish my tattoo, and I'm just gonna bring you guys along with me. I'll probably go through any questions that you guys may have. I'll do basically like the same thing which I did last time, which, you know, to keep myself busy, I was putting things on my story on Instagram. But any questions you guys may have, I'll probably talk about them on the vlog, and then answer them for you guys, so that if you're thinking about getting a tattoo, you do it, because you only live once, and why not? So thank you for kicking it. Make sure you hang tight and hang out with me. Bro, you guys think I'm kidding, but I'm always having to wait for my dear sister, and today is not the exception. Stace! Stace!
Hey boy!
Oh, okay. You almost ready?
Is it locked?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, boy. I'm putting my shoes on.
Okay. Hey, you guys, we're already on the way. Robbie texted me that he was gonna be late too, so I guess there was no way of or there was no reason to rush my sister, so we still went back and got her paladares. I forgot what they're called, and we still had time to go and pick some coffee bean up. So yeah, we're already in the city of Anaheim, you guys. He is located in Anaheim. I think last time I told you guys who he was and where he's located. Let me not drive and vlog, because everybody's gonna come after me. And there's also cops, because we're right by Disney. Yeah. What was I saying?
What it do, baby?
You said last time you told him who he was and where he was. He's always late though. Robbie, what's up? She's telling you you're late? This bitch came out all late too. But anyways,
I came out 1 minute late.
that's late. At work, if you work a job, that's considered late.
Hashtag self-employed.
Stupid. Hashtag always working. Anyways, he's located in Anaheim, you guys. His @name is Robbie's Coffee. Make sure you guys follow him and hit him up if you guys, you know, want to get tatted by him. you could like perfectly see my tattoo right now. But anyways, I'm super excited, super excited. This is gonna look really different by the time we come out, which is probably gonna be at night. So anyways, hang around.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Come again.
Thank you. Gina. Hi, mamas.
Ya llegamos, dile.
Where'd you go?
I went to Barnes & Noble and I got this book. You want to say hi?
Let me see. It's not your
Shmoney. You guys, if you didn't know, my first job was at a bookstore. So there's like a comforting thing of going to a bookstore and like smelling the books. I don't know why, but I just felt at home, except my child is not trained. So I just could not just sit there, you know?
I'm gonna edit that to repeat that. My child is not trained. My child's not trained. My child's not trained.
I know my fault, bitch. ¿Tú cómo vas?
All right, you guys. So let me show you guys. Ahí voy. You know. You said a little hair?
Yeah, well, your hair.
Oh.
Like a strand.
You good? Yeah, I'm good.
You good? You got one ear looking back.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm reading. I'm chilling.
White.
Oh, okay.
Shape or color?
Yeah. You know what I mean. I didn't go to art school. Nice. How do you feel?
Good.
On a 1 to 10?
In the back, it was like not burning, but like a sensation, you know? I felt it more. I'm just more tired of laying down.
No shade, no tea. Very good. Okay. Continue.
A lot of that.
I can feel it swollen.
Boom, boom.
Like, yeah. Throbbing.
Make it go this way, so I don't. La nueva.
That's a new song, you never heard it?
It's going hit. Christ in Spanish.
Christ in silence.
Alright, we're done.
For real?
I'm gonna check it out in the mirror if you want.
Extend up.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. How many hours were we tattooing? 3.5.
3.5.
So 7?
Since 3. Yeah, it's like 7 hours long.
It's late. You look like a kid at Disneyland.
What's up, you guys? Good morning. Today is the morning after, and just like the other time, I didn't really like get to film inside of the tattoo shop because they have live music, and so I don't want to get demonetized for the video, but I was able to show you guys like a little bit of the process, which I will be putting right here. It was really cool. Now I have it right now wrapped up in plastic. I'm gonna remove the plastic, wash it off, and then show it to you guys so you guys can see, and then talk to you guys a little bit about how it felt, how it feels right now, which by the way, right now, like even with the plastic and last night, like it just feels warm, you know, like yesterday it just felt like super swollen and just hot. But let us take this off and let me show you guys. What do you guys think? I'm so excited. Like, I'm officially color tatted. I don't know if that's a thing, but whew. Okay, so I just washed it off. I slept with the plastic on because that's what you're supposed to do. Obviously, like it bleeds and stuff, so that's why they put the plastic to like protect it. And so I slept with it right now. That's why I washed it off, because you know it's a little slimy, and that's part of the blood that it comes out of the tattoo. But yesterday, you guys, like when I got there, I was super excited. Like even when I saw Robbie like pour out the colors, like I was like, oh my gosh. And I already had an idea of what it was gonna look like, because I knew the colors that I wanted. You know, him and I had talked about exactly what it was that I wanted, and it was just, you know, super exciting. Now, for those of you guys that have never gotten a tattoo, like the shading part, it's set to be the worst. And the reason why is because it's literally like somebody's just like cutting into you, you know, like this. Like, I don't know if any of you guys ever played that game where you scratch off your like part of your hand or whatever, or even right here, and like you're playing like the ABCs basically. That's just, you know, like somebody's just going into you with like a bunch of little needles. After the whole shading took, I think we said 3.5 hours. You know, like at first I was fine, but like the last hour, like my arm was so tender, and I could already feel it hot, and I could already feel like it was swollen, you know. So I was already like, oh my gosh, like I just want this to end, you know. But Robbie did such a great job at, you know, being himself, and you know, like we talked, and it was just, you know, it takes your mind off of things. So as he's there, you know, basically like hurting you or whatever, he's not really hurting you, but you know, it's a lot because this is a big piece, as I told you guys the last time. Now, a lot of you guys had questions. I put up a poll, not a poll, but questions on my Instagram, like anything that you guys wanted to know about my tattoo, like even my tattoo artist or whatever. And I do want to let you guys know, and I think I've already said it, his Instagram is Robbie's Coffee. Robbie's such a humble person, and Robbie, if you're watching this, like thank you so much for everything that you do. I definitely recommend Robbie. Like he has done now 3 of my tattoos, and the peonies was the first tattoo that he ever did for me, and I got so many compliments from that tattoo. Like he's just good. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. A lot of you guys asked like regarding pricing, regarding how tattoos work, regarding this. I know that a lot of us are naive to the pricing, or how big a tattoo is, or how it works for them or whatever, you know. Like, you're not their only customer, just know that. But Robbie does treat you like you're the only customer at the moment when you're there, you know what I mean? And if you guys do want a tattoo or something, like you guys can email him and, you know, basically give him the idea. Now somebody asked me like, oh, does he draw it the day of? And it's like, Robbie is somebody who is so talented and so artistic that you're gonna tell him what you want and he's gonna put it together. Like, this was not something that I had already seen on the internet and was like, here, copy this exactly how I want it. No, like, I trust Robbie so much that I was like, I want peonies, I want a blue butterfly, and I want sunflowers. Put it together however you want it, show it to me, and if I want to change something about it, then I'll change it. And that's exactly what he did. And he showed it to me like a week before my actual appointment, and when I saw it, I was like, that's it, sold. Like, I don't need anything else, you know. For those of you guys that want something super specific, or you know, like you saw something off the internet and that's exactly how you want it, like, because he's such an artistic person, like, he's gonna put his feeling into it, you know, and he's gonna show it to you. And if there's anything that you want to change about it, he will, you know, do that, and he will accommodate to whatever it is that you want to do. So yeah, you guys, like, I definitely recommend Robbie. Make sure that you guys check him out on his Instagram. I'm just so excited and I can't believe about my tattoo. Like, my sister had told me like, dude, like, why are you gonna do color? Like, it's not gonna go with all your outfits, you know, like maybe just black and gray. And I was like, Kaylani pulls it off. And for those of you guys that don't know, like, I love Kaylani, you guys. Like, she's really cool to me. She's a bad bitch. So yeah, like, I'm like, I'll be fine, don't trip. Like, we Gucci on this side. So I really love the contrast of the colors and everything that Robbie did. Somebody asked regarding scars, like, how long does it have to be before you can tattoo over the scar? And it totally depends on the scar and where it's at. And definitely, like, some scars I do, like, for example, when I had my tattoo on my ribs, when my tattoo artist tried to tattoo over it, like, it started bleeding a little bit. So he was like, okay, like, I'm just gonna skip it and like work around it, you know. So it just depends. Like, at that time, like, my scar had been for like a year already and it was still something that could have opened, so it just wasn't worth it, you know. I don't know how like big your scars are, but like, even me, like, I have acne scars in my back, and I'm sure like in the picture you're able to see, or even in the video, they're tiny scars that I've had for years. So he was able to reach to some of them, which he worked over, and it was fine. So you should be okay depending on, you know, what type of scar it is and how deep it is. Somebody also asked me regarding like, oh, like, why do tattoo artists, or, you know, do they charge by hour, or how does that work? Like, there is always, first of all, a minimum at each tattoo shop that you go to. Now, I didn't ask for the minimum here for Robbie because I always get something bigger than the minimum, right? But what I mean by the minimum is that for them to like tattoo you, whether you want a small heart or something a little bit bigger, like, it might start at $100, even if you just want a little dot of whatever, because it's their time, because they're opening up new needles, because it's their job, it's their work, you know. And I am gonna tell you guys, like, a lot of you guys is like, oh, like, it's too expensive for such a big piece. Like, dude, that's half of your arm, you know what I mean? And a lot of the times the tattoo artists like charge by the hour, or if you can't afford a big tattoo, then maybe you shouldn't get it. Now, Robbie is really good at like, hey, what's your budget? And if it's something that, you know, like, seems fair, like, you're not gonna tell me your budget is $100 for half of the arm, you know, because then it's just not gonna happen. But if like right now you can only do 300 or 400, like, hey, okay, maybe let's do the outline, or hey, maybe let's work on one flower, or depending on what you want is what, you know, like, each person can work on. Now, each tattoo is a different situation, a specific thing, you know. But just like you wanna pay for quality over quantity, like, you need to know that you need to trust your tattoo artist to be like, like I fucking trust you, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, a lot of us have budgets and a lot of us are like, hey, like I can't spend over this, but you talk to your tattoo artist before that. Like I said, you can come in there talking about, I want a half a sleeve and I only have $200, because it's not gonna work, you guys. Like, imagine if you were selling something for $25 and they're like, I only have $5, can you take it? Like, bitch, no, you know, like that's my living. Be considerate of others, you know, like tattoos are expensive and quality is expensive. So for those of you guys that have shitty ass tattoos, that's because your tattoo artists don't pay attention to what they're doing, or because they're not using the correct thing. Somebody also asked me like, oh, does your tattoo artist do like a couple of drawings to like show me what it is or whatever? Like, I have never asked him to do a couple of drawings. Like, I trust him so much, like I mentioned before, that I just tell him what I want and I trust his artistic side that he's gonna put it together. So if what you want is a couple of drawings, like, you need to be more specific as to what it is that you want. Because if you want like something slanted or something in a square or something this, like, you need to ask for that. Like, the artist is not just gonna be drawing like 5 drawings and be like, which one do you want? Because that's also time that it's taking from them, you know. Like, again, like, we're not their only customers, they have other customers. And so like when I asked Robbie, for example, about my piece, like I was like, hey, like I'd like to see the stencil before I come in, you know. And he was like, yeah, no problem, like I'm gonna do it like probably a week before. And I was like, cool, that like I'm okay with that, you know, because with that you're gonna be able to like give him any changes that you want and he'll do them, you know, because you are the customer. So I still don't believe every time like as a customer you want to rant, like, you're right. No, but of course, if you're gonna tattoo something on yourself, you want it to be exactly what you want and not, you know, something else that somebody else did. So he's very good at making sure that it's something that you like before, you know, you get it tatted, or before he starts. Or if you want it in color, what colors do you want, you know, like he's very specific about that. Now it does get complicated because when it's something, well, it's not even complicated, but I guess to some of you guys it's like, well, why don't they charge by piece? Like, why do they charge by the hour or whatever? Like, pieces like this, you guys, like, it took me 2 sessions, and it took me of just tattoo, like, of being there, I'd be there from like 3 to 10, like 7 hours each day, 8 hours each day. So just imagine, like, it's like they can't tattoo anybody else, you know, within that time frame, because it's so big, and you want them to only be focused on your stuff, on your tattoo, on whatever it is that they're doing in that moment. Like, you don't want somebody to just Mickey Mouse something and then it not come out the way that you want it. So always pay attention to anything that you want. Like, you want quality over quantity. And I get it, a lot of us are trying to save, a lot of us can always afford like the highest end of things, you know, and that's fine. And that's why I love Roby so much, because he's willing to work with you, you know. Like, if you can't do everything one day, like, let's cut it in pieces, you know, like, let us work it out so that we both benefit from it, you know. Like, you're gonna get exactly what you want and I'm gonna get and work with what you can pay. But again, you're not gonna ask for half a sleeve and want to pay like $200, you guys. And for those of you guys that are younger, that are like barely turning 18, like, yeah, you can get tatted, but a lot of you guys think that because some of you guys may not have the budget for it, it's like you want a huge ass piece to, and you want to pay very little. Like, it's not gonna happen, you guys. And I'm sure like there are videos out there of like things at tattoo shops that people find so annoying, you know. Every artist is different. But again, I know I keep saying this about Robbie, but he is my tattoo artist. He's somebody I continue to come back to. Like, my sister introduced me to him, and I just, you know, he makes you feel comfortable. He's very humble. He pays attention to detail. We're both Sagittarius, so you know. But yeah, so definitely hit him up if you guys are thinking about getting a tattoo. And yeah, like, talk to him, let him know what you guys want, and he'll definitely work with you. All right, so anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me, and let me know, you know, what you guys think. Again, like, my other, I already said it, but yesterday it was at like 9.5, today is at 9.7. So little by little, I'm gonna reach that 10,000 on the other video. And every other video. Amen. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure that you share and put a thumbs up or a thumbs down, because as I've always said, whether you like or you don't like, you here watching, bitch. So what's up? All right, have a good one.